I'm curious.
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know, but I'm curious now because I believe, yes, I have been live for 5 seconds on YouTube, live on YouTube. Now, I'm on a channel with, because this is still test stuff. And so I'm on my Tish and Mark Back's um, channel called Brothers Backs. Brothersbacks at gmail.com is the account it's linked to. And so we have 4 subscribers. And the only reason we have 4 subscribers is because we had it in another channel and then I lost track of the fucking password and I tried to get into it and eventually got locked out of it completely. And so we had to start a new channel, right?
Okay. So you have a new channel.
Which was the Brothers Backs one. And so I uploaded as many of the videos as I could to that one. I don't even remember what. I think it was Mark's Gmail account that it was linked to, and I can't get into it. Yeah, I think it was because the backup email was my mother's email, right? So we can't get into Mark's thing, and I think that's what happened. Anyway, um, but tonight I started a whole new channel, Drunk at. Like I tested it on that one, and it worked. It's not that like you can't just go to YouTube and go, "Hey, I want to." You have to fucking have your fucking remember your password and stuff
Do
and
your thing and
log in and all of that stuff. Fuck, it's crazy. I don't understand. I don't understand. Um, but mm. So anyway, so I did this test thing on the markbacks.com or the Tish and Mark thing, the Mark and Tish. I can't remember. Who cares? Um, ooh, but I just realized I'm far away from my whiskey, so I'll cut this short. Go get whiskey and start over. I'm not. I can take you with. I can take my monitor with me, but I can't take my headphone with me.
okay, go get your whiskey. Go get your whiskey.
All right, producer says I should just like leave this dead because nobody's watching because there's only 4 subscribers and nobody knows this is happening.
I'm gonna go pee.
You go pee, I'll go whiskey.
Okay. See you in 2 minutes.
All right, I will be here. Do I? The audience won't have to wait 2 minutes. I have the bottle of whiskey and I brought it next to my computer, so I don't have to go anywhere because I have whiskey right here. Just so you know, I'm buying Canadian first of all because I have to make up for the. I never buy Canadian wine. I just can't afford it.
Never.
I can't afford it.
I wouldn't either.
To get the quality of wine that I get out of Australia, um, out of a Canadian wine, it would cost me probably, and this just purely a fucking guess, but probably 40% more. Probably 40% more to get a wine of this quality that was made in Canada, right? Then maybe there's a 20% more one, but is that better?
I know.
I don't know. Just the Australians know what they're doing with the wine. Ooh, for a second I thought that was still beer, and I almost just went. And then I thought, wow, that beer looks flat all of a sudden. Um, and then I realized, oh no, that's straight whiskey. Okay, I want to go longer.
Oh, that's what you're having. Yeah, I should open the beer.
Hmm.
That's not true.
All right. So this could be a.
I have 1,000 beer.
Actually, this could be a shtick, right? This could be a shtick. This could be uh, a shtick. What's the word I'm looking? What am I looking for? Could be because nobody can see you because you're on a different device, right? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I don't know how it looks to you. Like I guess if I could put you up there where the camera is, obviously not there because then you wouldn't be able to see me. What does that look like? If I'm like I'm talking to you, I'm because I basically right now, I'm gonna pull this camera around and point at what I'm looking at as best I can with the tightness. New Brunswick flag. Um, oops, over there, just for those. So so that's my computer, and you're basically in the middle of my computer uh, on my phone. Oh, look at that trippy thing in the background. Look at all the U's. Sorry, I didn't even think about the fact that doing that would actually show your face on a live thing. And I'm sorry I didn't ask for your, like, it was eh, obviously logical thinking human would have recognized that by bringing the camera around and pointing at the phone that they would expose your face. But somehow I didn't do that. I didn't do that math. And I apologize for not asking for your consent for that. I can't undo. Oh, on the upside, and I'm not kidding here. Um, it turns out that there's an editing process that you have to do before it goes from being live on YouTube to being on your YouTube channel. I think you have to actually decide whether to post it wholesale, like put it on there wholesale, edit it, or delete it. And so, but it doesn't go on there wholesale, I don't think, unless you say that. You know what I mean? Like, I think I have to actually, I think there's a step before it goes on to my channel. It goes up there, and then I have to decide to make it part of my channel. Like, it goes into my archive. And so there's no, if, since there was no audience, is no audience for this particular recording, um, we have the option of just totally blurring when I turn the camera around to show where the phone is. We could blur that or whatever if that became a thing. But what I'm liking about the idea of what just happened is that this could be part of the shtick. Is that the producer could be anyone who is on the phone video with me as in the my monitor, right? So you're the producer of this particular episode of Drunkcast, and so I'm talking to you. You're saying stuff that makes me chuckle, and or triggers some other idea in my head that makes me go off on a tangent and blah blah blah. But also, you have the ability to go, dude, like the things we talked about earlier.
So there's all these options.
Mm. Yes, there are. And one of them is to find a way that you see, you know how you were saying couple of minutes ago how I had aged like 10 years in the last month or whatever? I don't know. I don't know. And I do feel, yeah. And that's just stress. Ugh, just. That's stress.
Well, I think it's stress. But like how I've seen you, I'm seeing you very differently right now, Tish, because you've changed a lot. You've changed a lot since the last time I talked to you.
Yeah, I've drawn in a bit more. I see the changes. I think I see the changes in myself. I see that I'm more tired because I'm not sleeping as well, and I've never slept well. So that's kind of not surprising. Um, Having said that, um, I have to sleep more. Like I can't. It's harder to get out of bed, right? Like I still don't sleep well, but I can't get out of bed. I'm so exhausted, right? Um, and I know it's stress, and I know it's all about. Here's the thing: in 70 some odd days, maybe 80 days, we have to have finished moving Mark. It's not even about moving us anymore, right? It's not even about moving us anymore, right? It's stopped being about moving us. Um, and when it became about when it became about moving, the first thing we thought of was, okay, how do we move Mark? Okay, well, we have to move a certain way so we can move Mark, right? It's about moving Mark now because there's nothing out there. We've looked at 2 places in a month, and now I've only called 2 locker places, and just nothing yet. But I think I'm gonna call all of them over the coming days because it just with every ticking moment of not having a clue where the fuck we're gonna go, I realize we need a storage locker. And in fact, I don't think a 10 by 10 is gonna fucking do it for us this time. I think we're gonna need something bigger. It's just.
Can you imagine? Yeah, actually have to go to no.
Well, Kara and I can do that. Kara and I are fucking perfectly capable. We did it when we went to Australia for 3 months. We came back. We spent 3 rainy motherfucking months in our RV. And you know what? It wasn't so bad. And we know we could do it because we know we can be that close under such ick and still like love each other. But it's physically, magically impossible. It's impossible with Mark. And so far, the best situation that we know of, other than like, okay, the best situation obviously is we find a Comox box with a downstairs that has a ground level entry and a fucking ensuite like a granny flat in the basement, right? For Mark. So Mark feels like he's moving now from our place to his own apartment, right? But we live upstairs. That's the ideal, right?
I know, but Karen's sending me her she's trying to send me her fucking tax returns. And I'm like, dude, I can't do anything until I get your tax returns. And I'm like, and don't submit them until I know the numbers. Like, we can try and do something.
Yeah, and so she finally got through to the friggin' accountant, and we'll get that stuff this week.
I know, but
right?
dude,
It's okay. I won the lottery by now.
I'm gonna try the hardest for you guys ever in my entire world. Like,
I know.
don't think that I'm
Duh,
not gonna try
dude.
the hardest.
Dude, if you didn't think I already knew that, then
Fuck, man. It's like you guys kind of created the hardest situation ever in the entire world.
for you as a broker, you mean?
Well, it's just like it's like
I did not create this situation. My mother created this situation, by the way. My mother created this situation. This shouldn't be happening.
I will like, and I was trying to tell this to Kara. I'm like, I will work my hardest in my entire world to try and figure out a way that you guys can do this. But I need your fucking tax returns. Like, I
Yep.
need your fucking
Yep.
tax returns.
And those are pending.
Your tax returns. And don't let that fucking whoever's doing your tax returns to submit without telling me what your fucking minimum.
Yeah. And you've talked to Kara about this, and so we're on to that.
Oh my God.
And we appreciate your input on that.
I'm so harsh on Kara about it. I'm like, do not submit till like you tell me your number because it's worth it to pay more taxes and get more house. Like, don't fucking submit your taxes until I see what you're gonna do. Because honestly, like, if you want to get a house, I need to see what you're gonna be able to submit, and it might be better for you to submit for more.
All right, so you.
I'm like, don't fuck around. I'm like, sure, I need to. I'm like,
I hear you. I hear you. And so I want to go back to focus on one thing you said. Something about more taxes, more house. What was that line? We could go back.
So basically, like essentially, if you are submitting more taxes, like if you're paying for more, if your net
So you're
income is higher, you're eligible for more mortgage.
right.
It's all about how much money you make.
But it's not all about how much money you make. It's how much money you pay.
Your taxes, don't let her submit until I see what they are. Because if we can up what you actually your net income is, you can actually get more mortgage, and that's more important. Like,
yeah, the net. Yeah.
Your net income and what you pay taxes on, you can get more money for your mortgage for your home than you can like doing it the other way. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to save money on taxes to lose money on the home.
Right. So
it's like it's a huge like.
So if there's a 500, okay, let's.
Like, talk to me first before she submits your taxes, because I want to see the numbers, because numbers are more important. Like, honestly, if you can. It's so fucked up.
All right, so I have a question. So that you don't have to try to think about it, explaining that while you're hammered in Mexico when really you should have been in bed. You were going to bed 2 hours ago. So I understand why you're frustrated, why you should be frustrated regardless of what we're talking about. And yes, okay, let's start with I appreciate that I know for fact that you love me. So just so you know that I know that you love me. So you can rest assured that I know that. You don't have to tell me that you love me. And you show me that you love me every time we're actually physically in the same space. You've never shown me anything that would tell me any different to that, right? Like I know you love me. So now we have this situation with the having to find a place to live in the mortgage thing, and Kara's gonna get that information sooner rather than later now, thankfully. So, but you're talking about the interest in the not the interest, the taxes. So here's an example, just so we can find an example. So say we find a $5,000 house, 500,000. If we find a $5,000 house, we don't need you. But and this is all a dream.
You will always need.
Yeah, no. But I was like 5,000. If the houses were $5,000, we wouldn't need you, right? Like $5,000. Fuck. Take the RV in the old. Take the '86 RV in the '85 fucking Mazda. That's anyway. Not even. But the point I'm trying to make is, if there was a $500,000 house, they say there are two $500,000 houses. Is what I'm trying to say, and one was in a neighborhood that we wanted to be in, but the taxes were.
Okay, I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna stop you, because none of those things matter. It doesn't matter the tax bracket. It doesn't matter the amount of the house. None of those things matter.
Oh, you mentioned taxes. That's why I was talking about it. But continue.
I was mentioning like Kara paying her taxes. So if she pays her taxes in a certain way, like her, basically everything that you guys are gonna do based on like what you want to qualify for a house has to do with her net business income. So if her net business income over 2 years, you have to average it. So you look at her 2-year average over 2018, 2019 is like, say, $40,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nothing, and that's not going to get very much mortgage. But if we can add your income to it, it's all about income. So mortgages, what you can get on a mortgage, how much money you qualify for on a mortgage has to do with how much income you have.
Yeah.
So we're qualifying Kara's
well, I've just
income and your income.
Right, and so I just renewed my contract.
I know, but you haven't done it if you've done that for 2 years. Have you done it for 2 years?
This is going in my third year now. This is my third contract. It's my third contract. So I'm now contracted out till March 2022.
So 2-year average. We can use 2-year average.
Which is the exact same fucking income both years.
Okay.
And for the third year.
Kara's 2-year average of her net income. So we need to look at that, and then when we put those numbers together, we can look at what you guys qualify for. We can't qualify you guys without that.
No, I understand why we haven't been able to place an offer on a house yet. I totally get that. Because we just. But we're going to be able to do that soon.
Because you haven't had this job for 3 years.
I've had this job. This is my third contract. So here's the thing. I'm on my third contract. It's the same contract. It was amended twice, I think.
And so I can get.
So third year. So I am contracted.
You as an exception, I can exception your income, even though it's contract. So I can exception your income, but I mean Kara's income. I mean Kara's net income.
Well, Kara's had her job for fucking ever, and I have for more than 2 calendar years been under the same contract, and I just extended it. This my 2-year contract. Here's how the guy. Here's the guy. The guy that sent me the contract to renew the contract renewal, like P whatever that is, PDF that I printed and filled out and then delivered to the office that pays me. Delivered to the office that matters. So as he put it, he said, uh, when I told him, like, we were talking about what's going on, because he has a vested interest in us succeeding. I said, and as does his like next up the line of fucking government fucking bodies that deal with Mark, right? As he said, like they just sent me a thing that said, yeah, we've been paying him this amount of money for 2 years, or we will be paying him this much of money till the end of March. But and so we were talking today or yesterday, and he said, oh, yesterday, and he said, yeah, that's great. And because I said, you sent me the thing, so I don't think you need to do that. Because he said, oh, we'll send you the financial whatever that you need to have to prove your income or whatever. I said, yeah, you just sent it to me. He said, yeah, but that said you were we sent you that in like December, and that says you're financially covered till March. So why don't we renew your contract early so that when they look at it in February, they don't go, oh, well, yeah, sure, you got this income that lasts till the end of fucking March. But
So
what's
I
happening
wasn't
then? And
concerned
so
about
now
your
it goes
income.
for another year. So I have a
I
13.
wasn't concerned about your income when I was submitting. I would be concerned about Kara's, and that's why I keep asking Kara, like, what is your what is your net income over the past 2 years? Like, what are you submitting for? And
Yeah.
it's like,
But I don't know what her
call
net
me,
income
and I'm
is.
like, before your accountant submits it, call me and let me know what they're
Well, and
submitting
that,
for. It's worth paying more taxes, and this is what I told her. I'm like, it's worth paying more taxes to get more house.
well, I
That's
can
what I
tell you
said. And I'm
this.
like,
And I,
it'll be beneficial to you to pay more taxes to get more house. And I can
yeah,
show you
and
exactly the
I,
math
I can tell you
to get
this.
more house. More house.
Yeah,
Like, that's what it's about. Just get more house.
we just need
And
enough
pay a little bit
house.
more taxes.
But I can
Like,
tell you
that's the
this.
important thing.
You and I can have this conversation that we both say the same thing 100 times, try to find a different way to say it. Kara, you told Kara that stuff that you told me a half dozen different ways that you told her. She heard you the first time and she's acting on it. So, yeah.
Good. But we'll figure
No,
this out.
she's
Like,
way.
I'm your biggest, like, I'm your big, fuck. I love you guys so much. Like, of course, I'm your biggest advocate, and I can do this for you in the best way that I can. But I
You're
need, like, I need you guys to do certain things.
yeah,
Like,
and you're telling us what. Yeah, and we're doing them, and we're doing them as fast as the other people involved in getting those certain things done are doing it. Like the accountant. Uh, thank fuck I'm not a Yelp person because I would not be given a good Yelp thing to the thing. But also thank fuck I don't know who the accountant is because then I don't accidentally fucking give a 0-star review, right? Like, because that person is probably
I need to know.
fucking good at what they do normally. We just didn't register, right? But we need to register real quick in people's give a fuck.
Because we can actually do this if you guys fucking, like, just do
Yep.
it. Just listen to me.
And we have been listening to you all along. And that's the thing.
I'm just like,
No.
I can tell you what to do in order to do this. Listen to me.
Here's okay.
Like, fucking listen to my shit.
All right.
Like, I'm not fucking telling you because I'm an asshole. I'm telling you because I know exactly what needs to happen for you to do this.
All right. And so I'm gonna.
That's honestly why I'm saying this shit.
All right. And
I don't give a shit about anything else except for I want you guys to get into a house. Like, that's my only That's my only consideration, because I love you guys. Like, I love you to death.
And
Do you know what I mean?
we know that. All right. So now I wanna take the conch shell out and I want to speak to you directly, right? We know that you love us, and we know that you're on our side, and we know that you're gonna go to bat for us when we need somebody to go bat for us. So I want to just say a few things. So Kara is the goddess when it comes to pretty well everything that goddesses need to do. And one of those goddess like uh, qualities that Kara has is that she's just way better at the money side of things than I am. I bring stuff to the table, and I'm not here. I'm not here to talk about what I bring to the table. Kara, if you question what I bring to the table when it comes to Kara and I, talk to Kara, right? Like, and believe her if she says anything bad. Like, just like I bring what I bring to the table, and I am a fucking idiot. Like I'm a luddite. I don't like I can't make things work that should work, and like seriously, I'm amazed that I'm doing this live video thing, but not surprised that there's zero fucking viewers. Right? Like that's my life right now. It's like work for weeks. I'm not talking like just started this today, but weeks of fucking trying to figure this shit out, and zero people watching it, and that's okay. That's not. I'm not here about the watching it. I'm here about the getting it out, right? Like just to being heard. Uh, it's but with regards to this particular thing of finding a place to live, primarily for Mark, ideally for all of us. Although part of me is like, maybe it would be awesome if there was a place that Mark could go where Mark could be happy and cared for by someone else and the state. And the fucking sad reality is that if that was ever going to happen, it should have happened before he was 10. It's not going to happen. And any change that happens between now and May 30th, 31st, I don't remember. Anything that happens between now and the end of May, with regards to housing, it's Mark could literally end up in the psych ward, tased, and like it's that fucked. So of course we're listening to you, and Kara's listening to you, but Kara's also the busiest and most amazing human I know, and 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 so I take more blame than Kara with regards to that. Is that I don't remind Kara, because Kara has her brain works around these things that she's talked with you about, and it doesn't work in my brain as well. And I'm so, as you pointed out, so much older than I was a month ago, because it did, but no, but it's true. And it doesn't, for me, it doesn't pressure just fucking, I don't know, shrivels me up. I'm like a fucking, I don't know, sun-dried tomato or something. But it's not. It doesn't make it work better for me.
Okay.
But also, if you remind me to remind Kara, Kara pays attention to me. Kara pays more attention to my needs than I do, and I pay more attention to Kara's needs than Kara does. It's just one of the things we do. Like, and
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'm not trying to gloat, but I am going to say it here because nobody's watching. I'm better at at taking care of Kara's needs than Kara is at taking care of my needs, and that's not even like about sexual. It's just about the day-to-day stuff.
Partnership,
Right? But if I don't know what Kara has, is what Kara's looked into or anything like that, like if I don't know where Kara's going in her head, I can't help her get there or stop her from going there, if you know what I mean, right? Like, so we only just touched on the fact that you guys talked a few hours ago.
No, I think all this is good.
We're gonna find we're gonna figure out the taxes and all that stuff, and between Kara and I, we'll figure out what, like we'll get things to the people that can help us find what we're looking for quicker.
I know. And Kara knows, like, Kara and I we're talking. Like, we know she knows what I need in order to try and figure out if she can qualify. Like, she knows.
So if there's a text or whatever that you send to Kara to tell her exactly what you need, that you can then send to me, or send a reminder to Kara to say, hey, fucking send Tish what I send you.
She's getting her taxes done.
Yeah, and we're getting our taxes done. Yeah, and we're just waiting. We've been waiting for this, and I've been reminding Kara all week. And I think the fact that I've been reminding Kara, and then Kara's been reminding the accountant, and then finally some action. I think we've unclogged that particular thing. And quite frankly, we'll probably not go to that same accountant next year. Probably not. Probably not. Unless that accountant comes to us and says, here's the house you need for you and your brother. And sells it to us for cheap.
What the account says anyway. So if that's the kind of account you have, that's great. That might be a thing, Tish, is that we need to change what the account thinks you should follow.
Well, it took so long. It's like, did you even look at our fucking shit? Or are you just yanking our chain?
Also, what I said to Kara is, like, don't submit your taxes until you show them to me. Don't submit them, because it might be in your best interest to pay more taxes and then have more income. So please let me
Right, all right.
Submit them. This is a huge thing. This is a big thing, Tish. And I'm just going to say to you too, let me see them before they're submitted. Let me see them.
Right.
Let me see what she's going to submit.
I'm going to
submit them, because you can adjust them and have more income if we need to do that.
I'm just